Alright, so today we have the first major project we have to do on the C5 Corvette because it is got issues. Hold on. Paintball practice. So what we have is the harmonic balancer went out in the car. 101,000 miles and a little bit of change. Let's see if I can't show you. I've already pulled off the serpentine belt. Okay. Serpentine. Tensioner pulley here. God, I was hoping it was a tensioner pulley, but it was not. So down here, should have brought a flashlight. Down here we have the harmonic balancer. This is actually the outer edge of it right here. This is the rubber that has the outer hub is separated and moved in. That's where the belt rides. It's got like a 1/2 inch of exposed rubber, which is not supposed to happen. And then down below the harmonic balancer, the front main seal must have went out because that is leaking oil, so that has to be changed anyway, or it's a big mess. So I was watching a couple videos on YouTube, like Froggy, because he's got the same car but a Z06, and he's done everything you can imagine to him. He's awesome. And so now I have to give it a go. So this is replacing parts is so much better than driving it. So here we go. So here I have these jacking pucks I got off of Amazon. They go so like there's spots at the front and rear of the door, like I've already got one installed there. And find the hole, and the little T part pops up in there, sometimes with force, and then it can twist and stay locked in. There we go. I got a nice solid spot to jack the car up on. So we're gonna jack it up and get it on stands and start tearing stuff apart.
You're out in the middle of the ocean and all you have is like islands and stuff like that to explore, find gear.
Alright.
So like, I don't know, it's just a really cool idea for a game. And he had like 70 episodes of that. And I watched all of them. And I got like used.
Should have jacked this up in the middle of the front. But I got some blocks under there, so. Probably should not use this lug key again. Or lug nut, whatever. Aha! Alright, so we're gonna go up under here and take a look at what we're dealing with. Alright, so back there behind the power steering rack, somewhere, is there it is, the elusive harmonic balancer. Now it's kind of hard to tell, but See if I can wiggle my hand up in here. There we are, there we are. This part should be flush with there, because that's rubber. It's separated that far, it's worked that far back. Because like up there, if I get it to focus, Jesus. There, are you gonna focus now? Yeah, that doesn't line up anymore with those pulleys. So anyway, gotta change harmonic balancer in order to do that. Gotta take power steering rack out. I know the engine cradle has to be lowered a little bit. There are... That's all the oil leaking from the front main seal, I'm assuming, behind the harmonic balancer. Oh my goodness, it's so much to do. But I'm not driving the car like it is, so might as well get to it. But it's getting dark, so later. Alright, now I'm going to take the sway bar off, mainly because it will supposedly give a little more room, but also because I want to inspect these ends. They look kind of shot. That's not really a good camera angle. Let's see. Maybe you can see it from there. Yeah, they just look bad, so I'm going to take it off. And I'm assuming they'll need to be replaced anyway, so make things easier and get those replaced. So I'm going to go with yes. They should probably be changed. Probably a good guess. Okay, here we are, working on the bed again. I just took the power steering, just took the alternator off, and soon it'll be time to attack the power steering. I'll show you that. Okay, alternator off. Now it gives me more access to this stuff and junk down here, like that steering shaft there that goes into the steering rack, power steering rack. Already got that bolt undone. Now I'm going to start undoing the lines here carefully after I clip that little wire there, and then, well, then I think I have to drop the engine cradle a little bit to pull that rack out through here. So find out. Alright, so it does look like the rack's held in right there. Two mounting points on either side. And so trying to pry it up enough to get, you know, that part to slip up out, the rack hits the frame up here. So it does look like got to loosen up these engine cradle bolts. I heard loosen it up about an inch, and that should give us room for the rack to come up out of those little mounting slots there and be able to slide out. So yeah, that's what I got the jacks for. I got floor jacks as well, though, to catch it, because I don't want to die. So that's what I'm going to do now. Casey's helpful tip for this segment is, when you're pulling out the power steering rack, be sure to take out the bolt that holds it to the power steering shaft. Be sure to take that bolt out completely, because if you don't, it still holds the son of a bitch in, and you think that something's wrong, and you're trying to... Just trust me. take the bolt out. Don't just loosen it up and think it's going to slide out, because it doesn't. And if it does, well, F you. I don't know. So, alright, it's out. And there's space now to get to that pesky little harmonic balancer. Well, now I just have to go get one and or order it and get the puller, that crankshaft or harmonic balancer puller. Okay, old sway bar end link tied rod thingy-mabobs installed. There they are. Go. Trust me when I tell you. Heat the bolt on the harmonic balancer before trying to get it off. Just trust me. It will save you a lot of cussing and stress. Just heat that SOB up. And it'll come out much easier. Okay, I think I finally almost got it off. At first I'd put the these puller on the outside. All it ended up doing was pulling this part back flush with the rubber in the inner hub. Which would be great if I could just leave it like that, but I can't. So I'm gonna keep wrenching on this. I don't think I can do this in film. I'll try though. There she goes. So the harmonic balancer was coming in so far, it was rubbing. Oh, that's not where my oil leak is from. Doesn't appear to be, but whew. So I gotta get all this seal pulled out, all this cleaned up, and then I can reinstall the new one. Oh man. Alright, so I got it cleaned up a little bit, got the front main seal removed, or oil seal, whatever they call it. Here it is. It was in this way. It's kind of a pain in the butt to remove, but it's out. Here's the new one. I'm gonna finish cleaning that up. I'm gonna make sure there's no contamination, no dirt or anything sitting in there. I'm gonna lube it up with some assembly lube, and get that seal back in, and then work on getting the harmonic balancer back on. Right, slipped on there like a glove. Now it is time for harmonic balancer stuff. Okay, got this inner shank hub, I don't know what they call it, heating up. Whatever they call it. Froggy said to heat it up, so that's what I'm doing. And anti-seize that's gonna go around that shank, so it'll hopefully slide in there a little easier. And see what happens. I'm gonna give this a few minutes. I'll turn it every so often and try to keep the heat evenly distributed. We'll go from there. Alright, so the quest continues to find a harmonic balancer installation tool. You would think that it would be easy because it is an LS1 Corvette engine. Not an uncommon motor. That's what I would think. But so all the installation kits that you get from Advanced Auto Parts or Napa or CarQuest, believe me, I've tried them all, they do not fit because the adapter is like this big and it can't, like, it screws into this larger piece, and the larger piece stops it from sliding down the crank snout and being able to do what you need to do to tighten the harmonic balancer on. So what I have done is, if this doesn't work, I got a backup plan. But at Ace Hardware, they had a bolt of the right threading. It's 8.8 strength, so I freaking hope that's enough, because if it's not, boy oh boy. So this is a factory bolt. Then let this truck go by. And so I've got a longer bolt that I picked up from Ace. A couple washers. I don't know how much spacing I'm going to need. I just hope this is long enough to reach down into all the way through the crank snout to reach the threads of the harmonic balancer sitting here and be able to start tightening it onto the crank snout. If it's not, the backup plan is to go to Fastenal. I've already got a part on hold in case I do need it, and order a 1 meter length of 16 by 2.0 threaded rod and 10.9 strength, and cut it down to the size I need and do it that way. I mean, that will work, but I don't know. So in about 10 minutes I'm going to see what happens. Okay, so where are we? There we are. So the longer threaded rod was just enough. I mean, I did make sure it got a few threads on there so I didn't strip anything out, but just enough to get a few threads on there. And I don't know if the camera does it justice, but I can see it inching its way home. Probably I'll get it on there a little bit, then I'll have to take that bolt out and then put the shorter bolt in, the old bolt, and I'll get it down all the way. Then I'll put the stretch bolt in there and tighten it down to 240 foot-pounds. I do want to put a little bit of grease on, a little bit of grease in there because it's going to slip onto that new front main oil seal, and I want that to stay happy and sealingable. Yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, got the harmonic balancer tightened down, and now I am sliding the power steering rack back into place. And then it will be, well, now it's just everything in reverse, I hope. Okay, power steering rack mounted up, steering shaft bolted on. I really need to double check those power steering lines with an old video. I have a feeling I put them on backwards. So I'll double check that before I crank it up. Put the alternator back on, then I can get the serpentine belt on. Oh jeez. Already got tie rod ends bolted up. Then it'll be intake stuff, battery, vroom vroom. Okay, I think, quite possibly, I have everything hooked up. Just put the battery back up. Belts look correct. I don't know. I'm always worried I'm forgetting something. And I am worried power steering is going to be an issue, but I'm going to give her a crank and see what happens. see if she'll purr. Just double checking everything. Still have to secure those solid power steering lines. The mounts broke. Actually, the screws just twisted right in half, the bolts that were holding them onto the frame. So, zip ties it is. Alright. Fire her up, see what happens. And not drive off the jack stands. How'd you get in here so fast? Oh God. Feels pretty good. Some crazy engine vibration. I hope. I'm out of time today. Yeah, out of time today, so I'll have to bolt the wheels and the front sway bar back on, get her off the jack stands. Wednesday, I guess, because tomorrow I'm a double. But car runs. Ba-bam! Okay. Puck's out, wheels bolted on. Yeah, tie rod into the links. Not tie rod, sway bar end links. Tighten down. Whatever. Really don't care. Just ready to drive. It's test drive time. So when I punched it, I heard something go clang clang. So I want to come out here to find out what it is. But let's get some beauty shots first. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Probably should check for leaking oil too. Looks good. Now we're gonna see if we can't find what metal something or another fell out going down the road. I know I took the jacking pucks out, so that's not it. It wasn't very big, whatever it is. So I don't see anything. So just gonna err on the side of, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm sure it's fine. No big deal. If you do a project and you don't end up with some pieces left over afterwards, you probably didn't do it right. So I'm sure it's fine.